The Lives of the Saints by Father Alban Butler. November 20th, St. Ambrose of Camaldoli. Ambrosio Traversari, a man of attractive personality, distinguished himself in the field of religion and literature in early 15th century Italy. Humanist, monk, and businessman, he was one of those complete figures so characteristic of the Renaissance. At the age of 14, he entered the Camaldolese convent of Our Lady of the Angels in Florence, where he lived for 30 years. During this period, he acquired a profound knowledge of Greek and Latin, learned Hebrew, read a great deal, especially Greek, and amassed a magnificent library. He translated many writings of the Greek fathers, among others the Spiritual Meadow of John Moschus and the Scale of Perfection of St. John Climacus. Some of his translations are found in Mina's Patrologia Latina. The Florentines admired him very much for his vast science. Cosimo de' Medici was his protector, and the nobles used to take their children to him so that he could teach them theology and history. In his cell were gathered such different characters as St. Lawrence Justinian, Niccolo Nicolai, Poggio Bracciolini, Manuel Chrysolaris, of whom it can be said, as of Blessed Ambrose, that not all his followers knew how to preserve as humanists the rectitude of conscience that he had shown, and Leonardo Bruni. Ambrose did all he could to protect and help the latter, who repaid his efforts with slander. In 1431, that quiet period of prayer, study, and intellectual activity in Blessed Ambrose's life came to an end. In fact, Pope Eugene IV appointed him Abbot General of the Camaldolese Order to carry out certain urgent reforms. Blessed Ambrose did so with great energy. His own diary is the best proof of the need for these reforms and of the enormous difficulties he had to face in his task, not always with success. Later, the Holy See entrusted him with a similar task in the Order of Vallombrosa. The scientific research that the Blessed carried out in the libraries of the monasteries he visited won him even more the admiration of the Pope. Thus, when Eugene IV fled Rome in 1434 and took refuge in Florence, Ambrose entered his personal service. The following year he went as papal legate to the tumultuous Council of Basel, where he ardently defended the rights of the Holy See and warned the extremists against the dangers of schism. Blessed Ambrose was an excellent administrator and kept the Pope perfectly informed about people and events. In 1438, he was sent by the Pope to Venice to receive the Emperor of the East, John VII, and his brother Joseph, Patriarch of Constantinople, who were going to the Council of Ferrara. As he was very familiar with the Greek language and Eastern theology, he took a very active part in the negotiations that led to the short-lived meeting of the Eastern and Western churches. The emperor claimed that Ambrose was, among the Latins, the one who knew Greek best. Blessed Ambrose and Bessarion were in charge of drawing up the Decree of Union, which began, "Let the heavens rejoice and the earth be glad." The decree was solemnly proclaimed in Florence in July 1430. Less than 5 months later, Ambrosio Traversari died on October 20th at the age of 53. He was never officially beatified, however. He is venerated in Florence and in the Camaldolese convents, where his feast is celebrated on this date.